esoteric ones, many of which, however, can be quite potent. The first of which is simple lemon juice, right, or lime juice. Regardless, there are now data pointing to the fact that lemon juice and lime juice, a couple tablespoons or so, if ingested before or even during or even after consumption of sugary foods, or I should say foods that sharply increase blood glucose, or large carbohydrate meals, can actually blunt the blood glucose response. And I did see that when I did my own experiments on myself with continuous glucose monitor. It was kind of fun to do those experiments. I preferred to do those experiments by eating somewhat larger meals of things that didn't contain a lot of sugar. I saw some big increases in blood glucose in certain instances, and then I would ingest some lemon juice or lime juice, typically mixed in with water. And sure enough, you could see a blunting of the blood glucose response. And of course, this was real-time, continuous, hence continuous blood glucose monitoring. When you ingest lemon juice or lime juice, the mechanism by which it blunts blood glucose is probably twofold. One is probably through the post-ingestive effects of glucose in the gut, meaning the way in which sugars are interacting with neurons and other components of your gut circuitry to impact things like gastric emptying time, to impact things like the firing of those neuropod cells and their signaling to the brain. But almost certainly it has something to do also with the perception of sour taste on the tongue. We didn't go into this too much today, but you, of course, don't just have sweet taste receptors in your mouth. You also have bitter taste receptors. You have salty taste receptors. You have sour taste receptors in your mouth and on your, and of course, that means your tongue and palate. And those are interacting. If you ingest a substance that's just sweet or mostly sweet, that causes a certain set of effects on your blood glucose, but also your brain, dopamine, and the other neural circuits of your brain. If you also ingest something that's sour, like lemon juice or lime juice, it adjusts the output of those neural circuits in your brain. So again, we have a situation where you have two parallel pathways, one that's post-ingestive coming from phenomenon within our gut, neurons, but also things like gastric emptying time, the clearance and the transfer of food and the conversion of food into particular nutrients and the circulation of glucose in your bloodstream and how it gets into the brain. But also simply by ingesting something sour, you are changing the way that sweet things impact your brain. And so I think it stands to reason that the lemon juice, lime juice effect is not going to be magic. It's going to have everything to do with the way that ingesting sour foods can adjust the